also coming out of the red pill space, and also I was gonna say just as cringe, but in reality, significantly more cringe, if you could believe it. Forever pick Misha, Camarón Crudo, Pearl Davis is at it again.
Not the Camarón Crudo.
Camarón Crudo, Pearl Davis is at it again. And this time, and we've been telling you guys for some time that this was coming because she's been flirting with this for quite some time. Pearl writes, 16-year-old chicks are hotter than 26-year-old chicks. Bro, first of all, I would love to do a survey of how many women felt more attractive at 16 than they did at 26. And then I would like to also survey those same women and ask them, when you're in your 30s looking back at pictures of you of 16 or 26, when did you feel more attractive? I can promise you not a single woman, unless she's morbidly obese now and for some reason was only skinny and when she was 16, I promise you not a single woman is going to tell you that she felt more attractive at 16 years old. But what's actually going on here? Well, we've been talking about this for a while. This glorification of youth, and it keeps on dropping and dropping. Donovan says that the wall, you hit it at 23. Then Pearl started saying that at 21, you already start seeing signs of aging. These comments continue. We had Zerka recently on a podcast say that all men were pedophiles and say the quiet part out loud. What is happening is something that's absolutely terrifying and something that conservatives have been talking about for quite some time. Only it's been a look here and not there. There's always been a concern that this LGBTQ plus agenda that's being infiltrated into our schools, and that was going to be how the degeneracy or alternative lifestyles or whatnot are being presented into our children. But the reality is that now you've got somebody like Pearl Davis with millions of followers advocating basically a dog whistle, if you will, for pedos, because now she deleted this tweet, by the way. This tweet is no longer there. So she's very aware that this tweet was not a smart move. She deleted it.
Well, we caught a couple pedophiles and groomers like Alex, the health consultant, who says, agreed, no or very little trauma and brainwashing, but it's better to wait till they're 18 or 20 just to be safe. And this is exactly where I say the true colors are coming out for men who want younger girls or virgins. There's nothing wrong with wanting to wait until marriage, or to actually encourage women to wait until they are married to have sex with their significant other. It's actually, I completely agree, completely for it. The reality is that 40-year-old men having fantasies with 16-year-old women and trying to get them pregnant is pretty disgusting. Because if you're actually if you're a woman, which we have women here on the show, you know that when you were 15, 16 years old, you didn't necessarily think that you were hot, or some women do have sex younger, 14, 15 years old, but you're not necessarily in this type of mentality, and you do not find older men that could be your father. You just don't. That's not a reality. I know that the men think that 16 and 18-year-olds are going to find you attractive, but the reality is that that's not true at all. We were women once, despite whatever you guys may think. We were 15, we were 16, we were 17 years old before, and you're simply just not in that mentality. Even when you're in college, even when you're older, you still want to date within your age group.
Yeah. And even again, nobody feels attractive at 16.
Nobody feels attractive.
But somebody said that Pearl is an easy target. Okay, I match your Pearl and raise you a Zerka. What are your thoughts on the following?
Pedophile. You know why men...
No, that's actually not.
The truth is, every man on earth is a pedophile. You know why men...
Oh, that's actually not true.
Yeah? You want me to debunk you?
Please. Okay.
Every man who's driving, he's like, whoa, bro, she's cute. And then they go, no, bro, she's 17. Why they are checked that she's 17 is because they found a 17-year-old attractive.
You lost me.
What are you pulling over asking us for their
IDs? Have you ever found a girl who's underage attractive and you're like, whoa, I didn't know she's underage?
No, I'm going on the record saying that it's not anything I've ever done in my life.
Lying Jewish man!
You're not going to set me up for this one, guy. No. Unlike you, I'm trying to not ruin my reputation, brother.
So Zerka goes on Zoscast and
he's not wrong in the way that, like, I'm so sorry. He's not wrong in the way that you could definitely see if let's say that there's like a 16 or 17-year-old and she's super done up. She did the Kylie Jenner stuff where they do all this makeup, they do contour, they're wearing a push-up bra, they're wearing all these things. You may think that girl is a little older. You may be attracted to that girl, but we know that's not where this is going. There's a reason why there is so much sex trafficking in places like Colombia, in places like Ecuador, in places like Haiti, because in places like the Philippines. Why is that? Because there are many men who are 40 plus years old fantasizing with sleeping with these younger girls who are simply not ready to do that.
Well, there are women that are easy to manipulate, which again, you got to ask yourself, why are the same people that are pushing this also now in the same circles as the people that are pushing this?
Yeah.
It's a scary thought. And to the guy that keeps saying, since when is aging better? Yes, I know that youth is treasured. The problem is that here's the thing. You can't place a person's entire value on youth, because guess what? That person's going to get old and you're going to get old. Yeah. It's inevitable. I love how Myron always does circles around this when he says like, oh, well, men value youth and nobody gives you a hard time if you want a guy that makes more money and you want a guy that's in shape, or if you guys don't want or whatever. You're talking about things that it's unrealistic.
They can't even differentiate between 30 and 25
correct.
years old.
It's completely unrealistic. Well, he was telling a girl the other day, he's like, oh, if you wear makeup, you're a liar. And then, you're lying. And the girl goes to him, well, you got a beard. So if you cut that off, it's the same thing. And he's, right. Of course, it was a great example because it's true. He lost his shit and he's like, no, it's not. That's actually if a man tells you that he's a stockbroker and then he ends up working at a Starbucks. Bro, dude, that is not the same thing. I would hope that you're not retarded and that you can tell by looking at a woman that she's wearing makeup, can already kind of tell what it is that she looks like without it, that you don't really think that. These men are glorifying the younger and younger and younger, and one has to wonder, where does it end? Because the idea is not get married, because Myron says it all the time. He's not going to get married. He's going to run through 35 women. Pearly says it all the time that men should cheat. So then one has to wonder, when she says that 16-year-olds are more attractive, who is she talking to? And what exactly does she mean more attractive?
Let me tell you guys, if you guys are in the chat, for those of you who are still here, and you know about passport bros, let me tell you something. Before COVID, I had a travel agency, kind of Colombia, and we used to do personalized travel, mostly in Cartagena and Medellin. Literally, Medellin was like 5% of the business. Majority of the business was actually in Cartagena. A lot of it was bachelor and bachelorette parties and stuff of that nature, and business, corporate, corporate trips and all that stuff. And when I was actually making deals in Cartagena and Medellin with different house owners, so I would be able to rent their properties and whatnot for the experiences, Medellin was almost impossible. They had changed. This was actually back in 2017. This was before TikTok existed. This was before the Passport Bros situation was going viral. And for those of you who don't know, Passport Bros are just basically men who are fed up with Western women. And as a result, they are traveling to places like the Philippines and Colombia to find what they consider to be a traditional submissive women who they feel better with, I guess, whatever that means. And basically what I ended up finding out in 2017 in Medellin was that there wasn't a lot of options or people that wanted to rent out their homes to anybody, period, because of the reputation that mostly white Americans had gained over in Medellin. Why? They were renting out these homes to not just have crazy parties, bring cocaine, bring the whores, but also they were actually engaging in trafficking, both for adults and child trafficking. They have sting operations. In fact, The Sound of Freedom, the movie that's very popular right now about child trafficking, it's actually, the story is in Cartagena, Colombia. It's in because of the sex tourism, because of the child trafficking. And what do they mostly request? Virgins. 14, 15-year-old virgins, 12-year-old virgins, both men and little girls. And it's pretty disturbing when you think about that for the man, especially the one that keeps trying to say that we're saying that it's better to wait to later. We're not saying that.
I'm not even addressing, because nobody's saying that youth is invalued. That's it's just it's not smart for a 45-year-old man. Okay, explain this to me, wise guy. 45-year-old man says that he's only attracted to 24-year-old girls. Fantastic. He gets his 24-year-old girl. In 5 years, that 24-year-old girl is going to be 30 years old. Then what? Then she's no longer valuable? Then what? So then you don't really want anything serious. That's what the point is, that you can't grade a person's entire value on their age, because you may want a younger woman. You may even lock down a younger woman, and that younger woman is still going to age. You can't stop that.